What are you doing down there? What's up, guys? So, I asked, y'all voted, and I listened, so we're going to be getting into some new items that I'm getting ready to start putting out here soon. This is the first one of hopefully many. Gotta get some more wood, unfortunately, but hey, I got to make a couple, so why not? Yeah, so with that, here we go. We're going to start with cutting two sides. Then we're going to transition to another type or size of wood and do a few other things. And yeah, I'm not even going to tell you guys what it is, although it'll probably be in the thumbnail. But let's see how long it takes y'all to figure it out anyway. We'll be, I got to check a dimension, and then we're going to start cutting on this in the next section. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, so let me turn this off. So in order to make these, what I'm doing, rather than cutting a few boards up and gluing them up and adding a lot more time, I just buy wider boards. I am making these off a set of plans I got from somebody else. I'm gonna, as long as I remember to, I actually want to link the original video into the comments, because he's one of the people that got me into woodworking, and he's a fellow YouTuber. But the way he did it, he cut thinner boards, made them up. I happened to find a couple of decent wide ones, so this is the lazy way. I call it the lazy way, it's actually the fast way of making these. But yeah, so all I'm doing, this is a 1/4 inch thinner than what he calls for, but that's the great thing of woodworking. You can play with sizes to make it fit what you have or how you want it. So I don't mind making it a 1/4 inch shorter. But then I need this. Again, I took a 1/4 inch off just because I can get a little more out of my wood then. So we're going to cut two of these, like I said, get to the other boards. We're going to cut a couple of those. Then I got to resaw those down, and then we're actually ready to assemble. So without further ado, I'm just going to cut two of these, one of the other size. You'll see me do this plenty of times, so I'm not going to spend too much more time rambling about things. And yeah, so without further ado, here we go. Everything's in. My power strip's been acting up. Quick reset. Let's try it again. Alright, there's those. And I'm going to grab the other boards. I'll be right back. And we're back. Move this a little bit because I'm hitting something out of frame. Take it around. This to slide anymore, so we will lock that down. Then I need 7 boards at 18 inches long. I'm just going to measure out 18, mark that. And this will take 1.5 of these shorter boards. And after going through and looking at a couple things, I realize I need to unfortunately clear off my table saw because I forgot these need to get ripped down. to 2 inches, and they're currently 2.5 to make everything fit right. So once I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to move some stuff. And for this, it's absolutely critical everything is the same length. So once you measure the first one, go by feel off the other end right here. Sorry, this is the finger I cut off, so it's I can't feel with it very well. So left hand, if you ever see me use the middle finger, I don't mean nothing by it. Yeah, so that's perfectly flush. Let me just hold that down. And while I'm doing that, I'm also using my other hand to push this blade in a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't run away on me. The little divot's not gonna matter. So I'm gonna do this 5 more times, get my table saw clear, and then I'll see you guys then. Okay, we are recording. All right, folks, so we're onto the table saw now. I just noticed the time. I actually got to be somewhere here soon, so it's cutting a lot more of that off than I thought it would. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. All right. And we're just going to rip all these 7 of these down. Sorry, I always talk as soon as I turn that thing on. But no, we're gonna rip all 7 of these down to 2 inches just like that. Then we're gonna do something called resawing, where I take it up on end. But I'm not using my table saw. Going up on end like that, now that I can see what I'm talking about. Because this is how I lost part of a fingertip to a table saw injury. And I don't wanna risk it, so we're gonna use a bandsaw after this. Table saw is guaranteed to give you a straighter cut, but it terrifies me, so I won't even consider it. So I'm going to do that 6 more times, then we'll be on to the bandsaw. See y'all in a few minutes.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, so did you guys know that you can support me for not spending a cent by hitting the like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos? It doesn't cost you a cent. It helps the algorithm see me a whole lot more. It's totally free for you. It just takes 3 clicks. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, and we are back. Don't need my light in the way. So I need to cut all of these in half, and I think I only need 1 of each. I don't think I need to do both. Let me double check my plans real quick. Okay, I'm gonna cut as many of these as I can, because what I don't use on this one I can continue to use on other projects. And I also just realized I still have my hearing protection in, so I'm gonna let this get up to speed. This is a quieter saw, even though you probably won't think so on the video, but yeah, so anyway, here we go. I don't like it. This needs to be straight. I'm trying this one more, and if it don't work, oh no. No, I'm not going to risk that. this should work. I'm gonna do this on the table so I'll just face my fear. There is a safe way of doing it though, so I'll go over that with you again. And my original plan was to do it on my own without doing a video first, but let's face my fear on camera. Alright, so while I'm getting everything set up, I want this set at 1/4 inch, and I want this to go through just over half the top, the height of the board, which I actually should have done that last. So that's a little more than half. Set this to 1/4 inch. And actually yeah, that should be good. Alright, I'm gonna throw my hearing protection back in, because with this saw I do need it, and then we are gonna go to town. And before I start this, if you see any sawdust blowing out the back, I thought I had a bag for this, but I can't find it, so I think I'm gonna try to order another one. Hopefully I got a little extra money here soon, because I don't like throwing this stuff all over, and the shop vacs just make this too obnoxious to try to record. I'm gonna cut one of these for you. I'm gonna do the rest off, because it's gonna take a minute to show you how to put handles in these, so I will be back. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna cut this. Sorry, I'm kind of freaking out. Take that, this is how it came off the saw, flip it over, and we'll turn it back on, and that should finish cutting through there, and we should be good to go. Should give us two pieces almost identical in thickness too, if I did this right. Ugliest patch right there, but it'll work. Yes. And that second one's just to clean this up some more and to show you what it looks like on the inside. So I'm gonna hit the rest of these. I need you guys out of my way to be where I should be. So yep, with that, whew, my heart's racing. So yeah, I will knock this out and then we'll be on to setting everything else up. Real quick, just so you guys can see, this was all clean all through my T-track here. And I just found my bag after I finished everything, I mean, see if this camera will do it justice. Look at all that mess. Even my shop vac, that hose is the wrong size, so I can't hook it up into here, and I don't have the adapter. But yeah, this bag, it just clips onto, zoom this out, it just clips into there and collects everything. Then there's a zipper in the bottom. I use a similar one in the back of my miter saw just because it helps cut down on the mess and takes a lot of the crap out of the air. But yeah, so just thought I'd throw that out there for you because dust collection, very important. I've been on a kick on it lately and really want to get a nice dust collector that I can hook up and run several machines to. So if anybody wants to contribute to that, hit the affiliate links below for PayPal. No, I don't have PayPal. Cash App or Venmo. I believe I have both of them on YouTube. If you ever want to kick anything into it to help me out, it'd be great because it'd be nice. Because then I have enough one I'm trying to make for the lathe. But shop vacs are loud, dust collectors are loud, but they're a lot more. Okay, so now we are on to the handle right there. That takes a little bit of time to set up. I find a 6-inch combination square is ideal. So we're gonna start. I generally like to have it down 1.5 inches from the top. So set it to, sorry, my screen's upside down on here. So I set it to 1.5 inches. And I take my pencil, even though I totally have one still in my hat. How can I do this for you without getting you guys? I can do this and you guys aren't in the way. I got it. Fan, because I don't need much force on this. So you just take your pencil and your speed square, combination square, mark that out. And just because it actually is kind of hot in here, I'll turn I love these little Ryobi fans too. And actually, to be honest, that's down a little too much, so I'd rather have that at 1 inch. So scribble that out, because this is where the top of our handle is going to be. Now, here I was thinking, okay, I got everything ready, but I totally forgot to grab my jigsaw. Although it actually has the right size blade in it, so I just gotta steal a battery here in a minute, which I should have one around. Should be one right here. Alright. Okay. So then I'm gonna make these, I think I got okay, so these are gonna be 1.25 inches tall. So we just move this out to 2.25. So then we mark both of these. Alright. Then for some fancy math, I gotta take 3/4 off of here because I need the actual half distance between here, and I need it to be perfect, and that line's, I don't think, quite on it, but it actually might be. Watch watch it be the correct one. So for 3/4 off, that's 2 inches, and then another half, so 1.5. Alright. 1.5. Yeah, it was a 1/4 inch off. So we just, again, mark through here. And again, I know this line is not good. And then we do the same on this one. Alright, so there's those. Now, I want this a little bit farther out. So then, and you'll see why I'm putting this mark here in a minute. Whenever you're marking these, I like to hold it just a little bit of an angle. Sorry, I'm out of frame. Because with this, when you're on the other side and you're moving, that'll actually almost always lock my lead in. But if I need an actual straight line, you want that groove on the top. So I need it on the center mark. And then you guys will see why here in a second. So let me finish marking these up real quick. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it as close to perfect as I can get. And now we are going to slide over here. Slide that up a little bit, put my fan in front of there. I need you guys to come on, look over here for me. Thank you. Don't mind me, I still think I'm funny, even though we all know I'm not. Alright, lock this down, bring this in a little more. It's actually a little too close, we'll back you out a bit. Now, for most of this I'm going to be using 12-volt drills. This is the only time you'll see me using a 20-volt. 12-volt will turn this no problem. If I do this right, it should be right in the middle. It's not right. That's not right. I did something wrong. Where's my... The other nice thing about combination squares, if you need a quick ruler, they come right apart and you can just throw it, pull it off, and then you get a nice little quick way to measure things. And then I've also got eighths, 16ths, 32nds, and 16ths. Okay, that's why. I'm not quite wide enough for this drill bit, so I'm actually going to use that first line because it'll be close enough. Again, this is my actual first attempt at doing these in a long time, so forgive me if I'm a little rusty on finding dead centers. This is plus dirty little secret. This one's going to be for my display. I need a couple of them for my display, and then I'm going to make a bunch more to sell. So we are going to, these Forstner bits are great. They've got that nice little point right there. That's where the dead center of your drill is going to be. So you just lock it in nice and tight. And this one, this actually is the perfectly centered on the line. So not quite. Just because this will be an issue if I don't do it right now. All right. And then we're going to drill the same spot on the opposite side. Same line. And again, if it's not perfect, this board looks like it might be a little out of square too. Alright, that one's good. Now we just come back to this one. And this one's a lot better, so I'm not going to worry about it. And if you ever want to avoid tear out with one of these, not quite. The trick is you want to go slow until you get right there where you get just a little poke through. And then you put your Forstner bit in there, in the hole from that little brad point. Although this one's almost brand new, so it's nice and sharp, and this wood isn't tearing out, so it's not always necessary. But alright, and then the whole reason we put all those lines in there is right here. Now I grab my jigsaw and I'm just going to follow the lines. And if these are in there right, it should be fairly straight. There is a handle. I'm going to do the same on the other one, and we're going to go to the router table, and then we're ready to start putting stuff together. So I will see you after we cut the next one. Alright, and here we are at the router table. You can't do this with just a regular hand router too, but I've got a table and it's already got my round over bit, so why not? So all we're going to do, let's not turn on machinery until we're ready. So all we're going to do is round over this to make it nice and smooth. And it does matter which way you always push into the direction of the turn. Like on this one, on this table, it's got an arrow pointing this way. So when I'm coming on this side, that's why I'm always pushing into the turn and always pushing in this way. So that way you're pushing into the cutter, because otherwise it tears out, and when you push into it, it cuts instead of ripping. So we're going back to the workbench now. We're going to put this thing together. Now I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm just going to have it blowing up at me because, like I say, it is a little warm out here. All right, now I always want the sides with the markings on the outside. That way I can sand them off easy when we're done, which is something we're probably not going to do today just because I'm trying to keep the time down, and y'all have seen me sand before. Alright, I want to say those will be enough. So what we're going to do is start with a bead of glue. Okay. No, we're not. So what I'm going to start with, the board up here, I always just hold it up to get an idea how much glue I need. A little bit of glue. Stick that on. Drill it out. Countersink it. I do like these fancy looking screws. They're there for two things. One, while this glue is setting, it will So the first reason it's there is while it's sitting there, the first thing it'll do is hold this nice and solid while the glue is drying. And then after the glue's set, it'll actually, then there's just mainly there for decoration. Because that wood glue, if you glue it right, will actually hold harder than this wood is, or it holds as hard as wood will on its own, because a properly glued wood joint should actually break the wood before the glue joint itself fails. And I can't do this with two earbuds in, I'm sorry. I don't need hearing protection for this anyway, it's not very loud. So, and then on this side I'm just doing the same. Not sure if you guys can see that or not. Dang. Alright, well, let me run these two, and I'll try to move this around a little bit. This is one of those times multiple drills is nice to have with an impact driver. I only have the two 12 volts because I caught sales on them. I got a $120 drill for $100, and it came with an extra 5 volt battery, which is these extra big ones right there. Alright, let me bring this up. Alright, I'm going to cut here and raise this tripod. Okay. So we got the first one across, which is always the hardest. And just because I like to make sure everything stays as close to correct as possible. Again, hold your board up there just to get a rough idea how much glue you need. Put a little glue on there. smear it around with the board. Alright. I don't like getting wet glue on my tools, so you'll see me rubbing a lot of it off. Pre-drilling does help with cracking, although I don't think I have a big enough drill bit in there right now. And countersinking just helps it sink in a little deeper, cleaner, and I think it makes it look, when everything's done, just look a little bit better. Alright, and then again, the two right there. You want to try to keep everything evenly spaced out just for appearance, but like I got a weak spot there, so I don't want to put a screw through there. Hey, somebody just texted me, and I have to be out of here in 6 minutes, so great, I get to finish putting this together later tonight, I think. Alright. What I'm actually probably going to do is let it go about a week or so, and then I'll stain this up and make it look real pretty, because like I said, this one's going to be for part of my display, because I've been wanting to get some more three-dimensionality to it. I'm going to have a few more of these, and then I'm going to be starting to make them for sale here soon. I'm hoping to have them by end of July for actual sale, just because like I said, this is a prototype here, so yeah. So with that, I'm going to drill this up, screw everything in, show you guys how it looks when we're done, and then yeah, so I'll see you for you transition for me about 15 minutes. Last tip I'll give you, when you see that glue squeeze out, that's exactly what you want to see. Then you know you got enough in there. Easiest way to try to take care of that is, before it sets up too much, take a putty knife and scrape it off the best you can. Or if you don't have a putty knife, grab a clean piece of wood that's fairly flat. Help if you guys can see what I'm looking at. And just scrape as much as you can off real quick with a sharp edge, if you got it. And if not, you can always use your finger. And yeah. And then needs a little bit of sanding work to call it good, but here's your wooden crate. Guys, I realized after I shot that it was going to be sideways for the widescreen, but hey. So if y'all like that, or if y'all want any, let me know. I don't know if I'm going to have more than 2 or 3 available when they're first ready, unless I get a lot of interest. But yeah, so with that, I will say, cat in the hat, happy dad. See y'all next time. Oh, and if y'all did stick around, like I said, I will be sanding this up. I got let the wood glue dry and we're gonna run a couple errands right now. So I'm gonna let the glue dry, sand it down, get all the pencil marks off it, and then stain it up. And I will be the thumbnail. I'm gonna change it probably after a week or two, just so that way